Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we will cover these 5 topics: Cisco iOS device connectivity, usage of PuTTY, type of privilege modes in iOS, command line help, and how to use the command line. Then we'll see at the end type of iOS config management, how we take backup and restore the configuration files. Let's start. We will cover the initial connection with the Cisco iOS device first, that is router, switches, firewall, by using either console or we can use secure shell, that is called SSH. So by default, Cisco devices, it will store the username and password in the device itself. In an enterprise world, we can use AAA server, which actually it's a central database which keeps all the username and password for the devices associated with it. By default, Cisco devices not configured with any IP address. The network administrator has to set up the IP address for this device. To connect the device, there is a console port is available. In this picture, we can see there are two type of console port. One is RJ45 and other one is mini USB. So earlier only RJ45 was available. Now the new routers and switches, we can see the mini USB port is also available. So other end, we need to connect our PC. So we can use the console cable to connect the PC. So you can see in this picture console cable. So this RJ45 interface, it will go to the router, and DB9, it will go to the PC. So earlier the PC is having the serial port, so we can directly connect. Nowadays the PCs are not comes with any serial port, so we need to use a converter, so that will able to connect your PC and the device. So you can see in this picture, this is the converter which convert the DB interface to the USB. Then we can connect the PC. Once you connect the PC, we need to install the driver for this. So once we install the driver, we will able to connect. When we connect the PuTTY software, first of all we need to select the option serial and choose the correct serial interface, COM interface, which is dictated in our system. Then just click open, it will connect. If it's a port number COM3, then you choose port number COM3, then just click here to open the connection. In the newer version of Cisco devices, it comes with a mini USB port. So we can use that cable. One end it will be USB, normal USB, which we can connect to the PC, and other end mini USB, so that will go to the device. But again you need to install the driver in case we cannot reach the device through normal SSH connectivity. So what we can do, we can directly go to the router and connect the console port and access the device. And also we are able to see the booting process through the console window, because normally SSH will not able to see the booting process, because SSH will come only after the device is up and running and all the interfaces up, then only you will able to connect through SSH. Out of band management, it's another scenario where you can't go to the router physically. Maybe you are sitting in a remote office. In that case, organization will create a Cisco terminal server. It's another Cisco router. So first you are accessing the production router from the production network. Now you are not able to access it. So what you can do, through the terminal server which is connected to the production network through the console interface, and this terminal server, second interface of the terminal server will be connected to a management network. This is isolated network where all the network devices like routers, switches and all connected. It's a secure network. So first you can connect to the terminal server by using SSH, and from there you can access to the production router through the console connection. As you can see in the slide, the router has multiple interfaces other than console port, like Ethernet port and serial ports. So any of these ports you can configure with an IP address, so that can be used for management purpose. Only thing, there will not be any IP by default configured on these interfaces. Administrator has to configure manually. Use SSH software to connect the router remotely. So just open the SSH, enter the IP address of the router, then you can use the port number and click open to open the session. Then also you can save this configurations if you have multiple devices. So next time you will able to access it from this saved configuration. So if you saved any configuration, you can just double click, it will open the session. So once you open the session, you will be prompted with the user ID and password. So you can enter the username and password to connect to the router. So I'll just log in. Then once you logged in, you will reach to the user execution prompt. Here you can see the prompt is greater than symbol. You can see the prompt. So in this prompt you will have very limited commands. In this mode you have limited commands are available. You can just enter the question mark to see the commands. So you can see the list of commands available in this mode. Down you can see there is a more options. So that means you have more commands are available. So to view that, either you can enter, so it will go line by line, or you can press the space bar. So space bar, it will take each page by page. So enter means it will go line by line, space bar it will go to the next page. So if you have multiple, you can just enter multiple times of space bar. So as you can see, in this mode you have very limited commands are available. So there is next level, you get more commands. To enter to that next level, you have to enter the command enable. So it will take you to the next privilege mode. So in that mode you will have more commands. So also if you configure any password, it will prompt you the password to go to the privilege mode. So once you enter the password, you can see you entered to the privilege mode. So privilege mode, you can see the prompt is changed from enable mode, you change to the privilege mode. So you can see the prompt is changed to hash. That means each level you can see the prompt is changing, and you will be able to identify where you are currently standing and what are the commands you are running in each mode. So some level you cannot run privileged commands, so you should know where you are standing. In this mode you can see some privileged commands you can see. So first of all, I am typing the command show running configuration. So it will show the running configuration. Also, you can use abbreviations, so you don't need to type the entire command. You can just type shrun, so it will just run the command. If you want to quit from the command, you can use the key Ctrl C, and if you want to complete the command, you can use tab, so it will complete that command. So you enter some letters, then you can press the tab, so it will complete the command. Suppose you enter something wrong, then press enter, so it will give you the error. Then you can see where you enter the wrong spelling. You can see there is an arrow towards that, so easy to identify where you did the mistake. Then also you can go back by pressing left arrow also, or you can use, if you want to reach to the beginning of the command, you can use Ctrl A, so it will jump to the beginning of the command. If you want to make any configuration changes, you need to go to the next mode, that is global configuration mode. So to enter that mode, you have to type the command config terminal. So you can enter the command config terminal. So it will take you to the global configuration mode. So you can see here already the prompt is changed. You can see it is changed to, in the bracket, config and the hash symbol. So now you can identify that you are in the configuration mode where you can do the configuration changes. Also, if you enter some commands here, show run, in this mode you can see right now I am entering one command, show running configuration. This command will not run because that command was designed to run in the earlier levels. So what you can do, you can use do show run. So in the beginning of the command you can use the keyword do, then it will show the earlier levels commands you can run from this mode. Then also you can see if you run any command histories by using the up arrow and down arrow. And you will not able to see the commands which you run in another level, you will not able to see from here. So it will show only the commands which you run from this particular mode. And if you want to go back to the previous mode, either you can enter the command exit, so it will take you one mode back. Today we will stop the class now, and tomorrow we will continue the remaining topics. Hope you learned something new. Please click the like button if you like the content, and also click the subscribe button so you will not miss any upcoming videos. See you in the next video. Thank you.